Hello everybody, welcome back to 7895 Gaming. Tim here, and we're currently playing Warcraft 1, the Orcs campaign. We just finished some lore in the background in the first episode, as well as the first level. So, we're going to be hopping right into level 2.
Like the stinging of a wasp, the attacks from the humans grow more and more bothersome. You have been assigned to a small outpost on the borderlands of the Swamps of Sorrow. You are to defend our lands from the incursions of these ravenous dogs by crushing any opposition that you encounter.
Alright. So basically this is a destroy everyone you meet mission. Oh, there's the gold mine. So we now are introduced to your second character you can get. So in the barracks, in the first mission, we could only build the grunts. You didn't see that because I built the barracks last. This mission, however, you get the spearmen. So this is an upgrade. Spearmen are very low health. However, they have a bigger range, as you can see, in terms of their view. So that's as far as the orc regular grunt can see. And if we walk over here, a much larger radius. So you ideally want to keep your spearmen well guarded by a couple of grunts or some other units to ensure they don't die off. But they have a huge attack power in comparison to the grunts if you can get a few of them together. So we're still in the Black Morass, but we're just sort of building up our base and our facilities to be able to house more of our orc brethren. I am focusing on economy first right now, just because there shouldn't be too many enemies coming at the start, at least. I'm gonna keep my spearmen up top here just to make sure that it's good. We're gonna want a couple of people on wood, so I'm not gonna focus too much on grunts this mission. I'm gonna focus primarily on spearmen. Oh, shit. That's why I wanted to make sure that I wasn't separating my forces too thin. So right now our forces are kind of crummy, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm going to send more guys onto wood for now, because we're going to need as much wood as we can get. I'm actually going to put everyone on wood. Just for now, because the spearmen do cost wood, plus we're going to need to get a mill and a barracks, which is going to be a fair bit of lumber. These two guys that I make now are just going to be gold producing. And then we'll restart our economy, basically. We even put him on gold now, I guess. So if you haven't read the books, I would highly suggest giving them a read. They're quite interesting. In terms of like really finding out the lore of Warcraft. Now, of course, I can get some stuff wrong, so I apologize if I don't exactly nail everything down. It's been a while since I've read the books, but I just enjoy the series so much. It was a big part of my childhood, and it's what really got me into RTSs. That and StarCraft, which I might play on the channel as well, like the original, and StarCraft 2, depending on what people want. Alright, so we got a fair amount of gold now, and we've got a lot of wood. We can probably tone it back on the wood production. Let's get ourselves a lumber mill, which you are currently in the way. I actually need to put some more wood down, or roads down. There we go. Now we're going to need a lot of gold, actually, because you can upgrade your spearmen, and later on you can upgrade your melee units. However, it costs an excessive amount of resources to do it. You'll see why in a second. So let's get our first spearman started. 750 gold to increase the piercing damage of the spearmen by 2. We don't actually get to see the stats until Warcraft 2 of what the spearmen are capable of. Needless to say, getting an upgrade of an increase of damage is always a plus. I kind of want to kill off the grunt to free up some free food space. It's just kind of bad of me to say, but I'm not going to do it. I am tempted, though. I am very tempted just to kill him off. That should be my last farm that I need. Oh. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's fine. You guys can all just harvest lumber for now. We're not in any dire straits for wood. So now that we've upgraded upgrade number 1, we're going to go for upgrade number 2 of the spears, which is 1,500 gold. That's a lot of gold, man. Oh. But we can afford it. We've got lots of gold. Lots of gold reserves. Now we've got a pretty sizable force here, but I'm worried about leaving these 2 really weak orc grunts to deal with everything. So I'm going to hold off on sending a scouting party until we get at least a couple of spearmen here to sort of hold the fort down. Plus it gives us time to finish upgrading the weapons. So you notice the spear went from a little crappy wooden spear to a spear with a little stone to now just a full-on kitchen knife, essentially. That's what it looked like when I was a kid. Let's see. It kind of looks like a kitchen knife. Oh, goodness. Alright. That's a pretty sizable party. I'm glad that they made the... Whoa! Oh, no, 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 don't. No! I was hoping he would get a clean kill. So as I was saying in the first episode, if you were watching, that you originally could only hold 4 people, and you couldn't group them with like control 1, 2, 3. So you would have to do something like this. Okay, move those 4. Now move these 4. Now attack with those 4. It was very jarring to try to achieve that. But thankfully, we don't have to do that anymore. We can have all of these guys. I think it's up to 12, if I remember correctly. Oh, hey. Our weapons are much stronger than yours. So we've got a nice little scouting party now that we can use to take out all the enemies. It's also nice that they put the objective at the top here. It used to be you had to go to the menu and see the objectives. Don't have to do that anymore. I was playing humans earlier, but there you go. I'm thinking that the orcs probably feel a little betrayed by Gul'dan right now, because they were promised like a lush area full of plentiful resources, etc. And all they've got is a crappy swamp. Of course, there's plenty of lumber, but still, like, it does not look. Oh, it does not look great, and you are going to stay away from my dudes. Fuck off. I am seeing that this is getting pretty close to clipping, so I'm just gonna turn that down. Oh, we promised to turn that back. Oh shit. Focus on the dude first. The archer arrows hurt a lot less than getting hit by a footman. At least against the spearman. We just found another gold mine, so I guess we can send our guys over there. We don't really need the gold, but we'll do it anyway. Fuck. Don't bottleneck yourselves. And we're gonna lose our spearman. Yep, 1 for 1. That's fine. That's fine. We got lots of spearmen left. Let's just take all of these guys. That was always kind of neat to me that I never understood what they meant at the time, but again, after reading the books and understanding a little more, because the humans, or the orcs didn't know what humans were, they sometimes referred to them as pale orcs, because they're not green or like the orangey brown skin that the orcs initially were, so they just called them pale orcs. Like, the paled orcs approach. And then other times you'll hear, the humans draw near. This is a sizable force to be reckoned with for sure. I don't think there's too many guys left yet. I think that's basically it. Oh. Might be like one or two tops that are left. Yeah, there's the last guy probably. Yep. Alright, there you go. Done.
Gaze upon the destruction you have wrought and the broken bodies of your enemies. The humans are growing strong in Grand Hamlet. An outpost will be placed under your dictatorship to use as you see fit. You must then prepare and lead a force to destroy Grand Hamlet and all that dwell there. Blackhand will brook no survivors. These humans must be taught a hard lesson in the ways of humility.
Now this mission is actually a little difficult. I remember having to restart it a couple times, and the reason being is because I'll give you the backstory first, and then we can chat more about it. So essentially at this point in the story, based on my understanding, the King Lane has found out about the orcs ravaging through. The patrols did not come back. So basically what has happened was the churches have come forward and said, you know, we'll help on this mission to eradicate these threats by aiding to the victims that the Horde has destroyed, or has wounded, I should say. And so now in this mission, the humans have clerics, and the clerics can heal the enemy units. Orcs don't have that power. The shamans used to know about how to heal and you know, tend to wounds and all that, but unfortunately, when the orcs took up the fell magic from Gul'dan, they lost a lot of those abilities. So Gul'dan, in an effort to combat this, obviously, as I mentioned before, infused them with fell magic. So some of the first people that Gul'dan had created were warlocks, but more importantly, in this version of the game, the first versions that were introduced are the necrolytes. And so they know, sorry, I keep bouncing on the mic, they know basic dark magic. So they know how to raise the dead, they know how to peer distances in the future with unholy magics, and eventually they even get the power to make their units virtually immune to dying through unholy armor at the cost of their life. But again, key thing being that they don't have the ability to heal themselves. So the enemy can heal, we can't. And that's a big problem. Whoa, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. Leave my dude alone, please. Leave my dude alone. Ow. Okay. Good news is he doesn't give a fuck about anyone else except that peon. Which was nice to not have to worry about him fucking up my my army. So, in this mission, we're effectively going to have to manage our resources carefully because we won't be able to heal like they can, and I think we might have a cleric behind this guy, potentially. Oh, no, not yet. Interesting. So, we gotta be mindful of what units we create, because once they die off, we cannot replenish. And that's kind of a bummer. However, as I said, we do get the Necrolytes, which means we can raise their units for our own evil purposes. However, our skeletons will be lazy and clumsy and unfortunately very weak. But they do act as great meat shields, so as I was saying about before with spearmen and wanting to make sure they have something to cover them in case, someone tries to target them, skeletons are a great meat shield, so your archers or your spearmen can just come up from behind and destroy the enemy while the enemy focuses on the skeletons. I should really be careful with the gold. Because we still have to build 2 more buildings. Well, actually, a couple more than just 2. We really need to get another gold supply going here, because it may seem that 6,000's a lot, but as you've seen with the upgrades, it's a little over 2,200 to upgrade your spearmen. And so that's a third of that gold mine gone. Whoa! Fuck. Fuck. No, leave him alone. God, they really screw up your supply in this one too. Because peons automatically run away as soon as they're hit by something. They don't stand still for obvious reasons. They don't want to die. But if you're not paying attention, all your workers can just basically run off while they take pot shots at you, and it's just quite annoying. Not very appreciative of it. No, I don't want you. You keep doing what you're doing. You got enough gold right now. I would like wood. Cost for these temples. Probably do with building another farm. I've seen some people speedrun this level, and I gotta say it's quite impressive. I'm not a speedrunner by any means. I just like to play a casual game. We have enough now. Okay, so let's get our temple. We don't really need any more wood. Like, obviously, that's what I'm talking about. We obviously need some wood to build spearmen continually, but grunts cost 400 gold alone, and I believe necrolytes cost 700 gold, but no wood. So we'll need a couple of pieces of wood every now and then, but as for, like, the majority of our resources, it'll be gold. And there we go. We just built the temple. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode, but thank you everybody so much for watching. Check out my other content on 7895 Gaming. We'll see you in the next episode, and until then, have a great day. Bye.